Hello YouTube, this is TheKillerNacho here again, and I have a black and white battle here with QuickBobHero. Kind of an interesting name, but he's a fellow YouTuber. I'll leave the link to his channel in the description, and this was a very good match, so let's get started. Anyway, I lead with Infernape, and he leads with his Latios. That's not a very good, matchup for me. I'm pretty sure Latios outspeeds me because I am a choice banned Infernape, so I'm going to switch. I was kind of expecting the Draco Meteor. He ends up just going for the Surf, which ends up not doing a whole lot to Togekiss, which I'll find out later. I'm kind of thinking that means it's not Specs, so that's just kind of in the back of my mind at this point. So I'm just going to go for the Thunder Wave, and no matter what he switches into except for his Gastrodon, that's going to be a pretty good play. He ends up going to Tyranitar, which is not a bad thing to get, paralyzed, and I'm going to switch out because I don't want to take a Stone Edge. So he's going to go for a Stealth Rock, which is cool. I go into Scizor, and as you might remember from my Gen 4 battles, I used a bulky Swords Dance Scizor, and I decided to bring it back for Gen 5, because Gen 5, I think, is actually a really good format to use bulky Swords Dance Scizor. And I made one, his name is Sniper, and there he is. Anyway, so he's going to go out into Skarmory now. I just go for a Bullet Punch, just in case. And I'm just going to go out into Shocker now. He's going to go set up the spikes. At this point, I'm like, crap, because now he has entry hazards up, and my team's actually pretty weak to entry hazards. I have two Pokemon weak to Stealth Rocks. So I'm just going to stay in now and go Thunderbolt. I'm actually like 75% expecting a switch into Gastrodon, but I figure, you know what, there is a chance he'll try to stay in and over-predict, predicting my sub, and he does, which is great, and I thought that was worth the risk. I really was expecting a switch into Gastrodon, and I just was like, you know what, a Thunderbolt is worth the risk, because I really need to get out of the way this Skarmory before he sets up any more spikes, and not to mention the fact that Skarmory walls a lot of my team, so if I can get this thing out of the way, that's a big step for me. And he does stay in, so he got a little greedy there, stayed in, took the Thunderbolt, obviously not well, and tried to whirlwind me away. I end up going into Sniper, and thankfully Bullet Punch is able to finish it off. Alright, so now he goes out into his Infernape, and yeah, obviously that's not a great play for me, or the matchup, so I'm going to switch. I see the Flare Blitz. I go into Gyarados thinking, you know what, no matter what he really does, Gyarados can take it pretty well. Except for maybe like a Thunder Punch, but that would be a really good prediction. So I just set up the Intimidate, and he's going to go for the Flare Blitz. And that tips me off that this thing is a choice banned Infernape, because it actually still does a lot, even after the Intimidate, so I'm thinking, okay, it's choice banned, and that's going to be that. He goes into Gastrodon now, which is a really good play, because Gastrodon is just like a big meanie to Gyarados, because it has that ability, oh, I forget its name, but it, I'm drawing a blank, but it has the ability that whenever it hits by water attack, it's immune to it, and it gets one special attack. So, I mean, this is really bad. I can't really switch out Gyarados due to the Stealth Rocks. I don't have a spinner on this team. Like, I make most of my teams just, like, on the last minute, like, right before I'm at the battle. So sometimes glaring weaknesses in my team, is revealed. I mean, this team really could use a spinner, just because my team is so weak to, entry hazards. I mean, not just the Stealth Rock weakness that both of my Pokemon, or two of my Pokemon have, but in general, this team likes to switch, so entry hazards not really, that great. So anyway, he's going to switch out. He goes down to Tyranitar. He takes the Stone Edge. I was just using the Stone Edge just to get, damage on it before it dies. I don't know what he was really expecting going into Tyranitar. Maybe an Ice Punch. So that's still not bad. I get some damage on the Tyranitar, though I missed the second one. He's able to finish me off. So I go on my Infernape. Basically, because I just go for the close combat. I know that the close combat will do a lot of damage to pretty much the his entire team at this point. So it'll be just some nice damage overall. He ends up staying in with Tyranitar, as he probably should, and just sacrifice it. But that's pretty cool. So at least I get rid of the Tyranitar. So he goes out into his this thing, and yeah, damn it, what is this thing called? Oh right, Terrakion. And I'm thinking, okay, at best for me it's a speed tie, and he's probably faster. He's probably Scarf, because he probably wouldn't rely on a speed tie either. So I decided to go out into my Mew, which is a physically bulky Mew, kind of like a toolbox Mew, and I just want to set up my own entry hazards so he could stomp with this free switching nonsense. I end up getting a Stealth Rock up, which is pretty good. He goes for a close combat. As you saw, it really didn't do much. I mean, I kind of expected more if it was close combat. I mean, even with my Mew being a physically defensive, tank and being resisting close combat, I mean, it's a freaking Terrakion. So I'm thinking, okay, so now I'm like 99% sure this thing is Scarf. So anyway, I go out into my my Togekiss here, just to see how well I'll take the Draco Meteor. I know it's not Specs, so he misses the first one, which is great for me, because looking at that, it might be a 2-hit KO at that point, so, yeah, it probably actually would have been a 2-hit KO, although that would have given me pretty much a sweep switch anyway, because, yeah, -4 special attack, Latios won't do much, especially without a Specs. Now, he said he was actually trying to bait my Scizor by 2-hit KOing me, because that thing is actually it's a Expert Belt. Latios tried to like bait things, so that's a pretty cool miss for me. It might have mattered. I mean, at -4 special attack, I don't really know how much a Hidden Power Fire would do to Scizor, but I might have fallen for the bait. I don't really know. But either way, that miss hurts him. So I get the Paralyze off on Latios, which is great because now this thing is really slow and yeah, doesn't. It's no longer a threat to me at all. He goes into Terrakion. I don't really have anything to take a Stone Edge or a Close Combat, so I decide just to stay in and sacrifice him, going for a Paralyze, like going for a T-Wave, hoping that maybe the Stone Edge misses or he goes Close Combat and it doesn't quite kill, but he ends up killing me, so whatever. I go into Sniper to scare away the Terrakion, and I'm just going to set up a Swords Dance. I didn't think he would risk staying in. So now with a Swords Dance, I can pretty much kill anything, I think. Well, not anything, but you get what I'm saying. I go for a Bug Bite against the Latios just to kill it because, don't want to take anything from that. With the Paralyze, I am faster, and I do have a Swords Dance up. Although he goes into Infernape because he still has it. Big problem for me, basically because I'm not 100% sure. He does resist Bullet Punch, so given the fact that my Scizor, only has one Swords Dance and he does resist Bullet Punch, I decide to switch because my I just don't feel safe. I mean, I know at this point I have a pretty good chance to get off a Scizor sweep if I just play it safe. I don't want to do any unnecessary risk. Instead, I just go out into Mew, which using the Flare Blitz, that'll lower his HP quite a lot, and then, also with the Sandstorm. And I'm just trying to wither this thing down, because if once I get it to a point that I can KO it with Bullet Punch, it'll be good for me. Anyway, I go out into Shocker, because I know it's a Choice Band Infernape. Shocker does have a higher base speed, so I know I'm going to outspeed. It's timid, my Raikou. So I just go for a Thunderbolt, just because I would just in case he stayed in, or just to get damage on this thing if he decided to send this guy out. So that's what he does. He ends up just killing me with Close Combat, which, kind of letting him. I go out into my Sniper now because it's a free switch, and I just decide to go for the Bullet Punch because I really can't. I'm just playing it safe now. I can't really afford to have him stay in and kill me. And it looks like he was trying to stay in, hoping that I would Bullet Punch, but I don't. Anyway, he goes back into Infernape now. I don't have a Swords Dance up right now, so looking at his HP, I'm like, well, without a Swords Dance, I'm kind of figuring I won't be able to survive again. So I just decided to go in my own Infernape just to sacrifice it. Whether he goes, Close Combat or Flare Blitz, he'll either get damage on him or lower defensive stage. So and not to mention the Sandstorm. So I think now that he has lower defense, I can go back into my Scizor and hopefully kill this guy. So that's what I decide to do, and the Scizor's actually my last Pokemon at this point, so I'm just hoping I can get a Scizor sweep. He doesn't feel safe about it either. He goes out into his, this really annoying thing. That's all I really have to say about this. But that's actually really good for me, because if he switches back in, he's going to take Stealth Rock and Sandstorm damage, and even without a Swords Dance at this point, I'm thinking I can KO that. Anyway, I just don't want to. I mean, I know he has Scald, which is eventually going to burn me, but, I don't think this thing will do a whole lot, because, as I was mentioning, my Scizor is a bulky Swords Dance Scizor. It actually has quite a bit of special defense investment. So I'm thinking, okay, I think I can take a Scald pretty well. And he ends up burning me first first Scald, which is like, oh man, that sucks. But at the same time, I think I can, play around it. Basically, what I want to do is I want to get up Swords Dances, and I want to be in a position that a crit won't completely kill me. I'm taking Scald pretty well. even with the burn. So as I am faster than the I am faster, so I'm able to get the roost off after I see my damage, which is crucial. I don't think it. I mean, it looks like. Let's see. I'm at 252 now. A Scald is doing, a little less than 100, so a crit would do a little less than 200, probably around 150. So as long as I stay above 150 HP, I know I'm completely safe. I have one Swords Dance up, so I'm not really afraid of him going into Infernape, and that's what he ends up doing. He goes into Infernape, hoping I wouldn't roost, because he knows that he's not going to be able to take a Bullet Punch right now either. So he's just kind of hoping he can kill me with Mach Punch, but I did go for a Bullet Punch there. Sorry, I did go for a Roost there. So, yeah, and Infernape can't switch in again because of his HP and the Stealth Rocks. So at this point, he goes for the Mach Punch. It doesn't kill me. I go for a Bullet Punch, and that is going to be a dead Infernape. So that is really awesome for me. So now his last Pokemon is his Gastrodon, and as long as I make sure to play it safe, I'm just going to keep going Roost just to make sure a crit will not screw me over. I know I can win this just by getting some more Swords Dance. After 3 Swords Dances, or even probably after 2 Swords Dances, my attack will be high enough to do damage, even with the burn, because burn only halves, but, plus 6 attack is what? Your X4 is your attack, I think? Maybe, so it's really going to, I'm still going to be above, my usual attack. So I'm just going to play this safe because I know I have the game in my hands at this point. And, yeah, I would speed this up, because that is what is going to happen. I guess you can watch and see if he gets a crit or something. But I'm not going to waste this time, because I really don't know what else to say about this time. Basically, I'm just roosting, so I won't, to a point that I won't get screwed over by a crit, while trying to get some Swords Dances, and eventually I'm going to try to KO this thing with Bug Bite. So I'm just going to start talking about the question of the day. Today's question today is, what is your favorite social network? I'm trying to figure out how to best connect with my viewers, my current viewers, and so I'm just trying to ask, what is your favorite social network? There's a whole bunch of them now. You have Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, MySpace, etc., Blogger, Tumblr. There's a crapload out there right now. So yeah, what is your favorite? Mine is Facebook. I think it's just convenient because everyone's on Facebook. Oh, Google Plus is another one, by the way, just to add to the other list. But I think Facebook is my favorite. Most people are on it. It has the features I want, although it does have a lot of unnecessary crap. But yeah, I would have to say Facebook for myself. One thing I'm going to be doing on Facebook, so you might want to pay attention to this, is when I'm looking for battles in the future, I will probably post a status on Facebook, and then have the first person who responds will get a battle with me. So if you haven't liked my my page on Facebook, check out the video description. My Facebook link will be there. So if you want to battle me, just like me on Facebook, and from now on, when I'm looking for a battle, I will post on Facebook. So that's something that I'm going to give to my Facebook. I mean, sometimes I'll still be on TPX, or you can contact me other methods, but for the most part, that's how I'm going to be getting my battles. So, like I said, it's in the description, or you can just do facebook.com/TheKillerNacho. Yes, that's just a T, Killer Nacho, so T stands for the. Anyway, so I finally killed this Gastrodon just by playing it safe, and it took a little while, but I didn't want to risk anything, so that was a pretty nice play for me. Anyway, guys, so I already said the question of the day. Check out QuickBobHero. He's quite an awesome battler. His team was very well balanced. I thought I was actually pretty screwed in the beginning when he started setting up those entry hazards. As you saw, he was a very good opponent. So rate, comment, subscribe, guys, and I will see you next time. Alright, peace out, homies. Bye.